The offense explodes in the Mariners' 7-0 victory over the Colorado Rockies. This is the Mariners post-game show. The Seattle Mariners, they're on a 4-game winning streak, and in this one, they were hot, both on the plate and at the mound. The Mariners were looking like the baseball team we all expected coming into this year, and it begs the question, did the concern we have before this 4-game winning streak, was that ever actually a real concern? Or was it just overreaction? Because I argue that if a 4-game winning streak can dissipate any feelings that were had before that, maybe those feelings were never really an actual concern and it was just an overreaction. I was definitely guilty of some of that. I was getting concerned. But now the Mariners have kind of shut that off. And in a freezing cold night in Colorado, the Mariners hit the baseball all over the yard. Julio Rodriguez, he goes 4 for 5 with a couple of RBIs. Cal Raleigh, he hit a homer tonight. He goes 2 for 4. Some other guys of note, Mitch Garver goes 1 for 3. Cal Raleigh went 4 for 4. Ty France went 2 for 5. And Mitch Garver went 1 for 3. All around, the baseball was getting hit out of the yard tonight. 15 hits for the Seattle Mariners in this one. My, oh my, did they look good today. Hey, it's a final in Colorado, 7-0. The Mariners looked absolutely fantastic. Someone else that looked fantastic, Luis Castillo. He pitched 7 innings of ball, gave up just the 2 hits, and had 9 strikeouts. His K for 9 is now above. He has more than 1 strikeout per inning on the year. That is great stuff to see for Luis Castillo. And then Tyson Miller and Bray Tejeos closed it out by not giving a run-up either. This Mariners team has been looking electric as of late. They had a couple of days to rest after yesterday. It was, weather delay. That game will be pushed to tomorrow's doubleheader, and the day before was an off day. But all around, this Mariner team has been looking great, and it really does. I said it before. What are the concerns we had before the 4-game winning streak? Was that ever a real concern? I don't think so. And I think I was guilty of it too, but I said, hey, the season's early, I need to see more before I go full in on the we're doomed ship, and I don't think we are. I really don't. This team is starting to turn around. Guys that were not going to struggle for as long as they did are starting to be really, really good. You see that tonight. Julio had 4 hits. You see that with Cal Raleigh, who, got a hit every time he was at the plate tonight. You see that with Mitch Garver, who had a hit tonight. It's good. It's good stuff to see for the Seattle Mariners, who now officially are at 500 for, I believe it's the first time in this calendar year. Great stuff to see for the Seattle Mariners. Not good stuff to see if you're the Rockies. They fall to 4-16. So yeah, the Mariners, they're looking really, really good. They're on a little bit of a 4-game winning streak here. And we have a doubleheader tomorrow, 3:10 p.m. and 8 o'clock. I believe that would be 12 and 5 if you're on the West Coast. So this Mariners team looking to continue the hot streak right now. They're officially at 10-10. Let's look at the standings real quick. The Rangers are at 11-11, so the Mariners are officially tied for the lead in the AL West after starting really, really slow. And, this is what it's all about. This is why you can't judge a team just a few games into the season. Baseball is such a long season. If you're in the NFL and you lost a game and then you lose game number 2, a lot of people would just be okay. It's just a couple games. And when you look at it like that, it's the same thing for the MLB season. 16 games in an MLB season is just about a game and a half when you equate that to NFL terms. When you look at it that way, there is really not a super big reason to concern. You knew Julio was not going to hit below 200 the whole year. You knew Cal Raleigh wasn't going to ever hit a home run. You know Mitch Garver is not this terrible hitter that will just, look at strikes down the middle and just look absolutely awful for the rest of the season. And now those things are starting to come to fruition. These guys are getting going. They're looking really, really good at the plate. I'm excited to see what happens with this Mariner team because now everything is starting to come into place. This is another quality start for the Mariners. That's 7 in a row. 7 quality starts in a row, and you've seen that on how that affects the baseball team, both offensively and defensively. The Mariners, they've won. How many of those 7 starts have they won? Let's go back to the Cubs game. It's the Blue Jays game. We won that one. We beat the Cubs. That's 2. And then the Cubs got one. The Cubs got a second one. And then we beat the Reds twice. Beat the Reds 3 times. And then the Rockies, we beat them once. So we've won 5 out of the last 7 games that we've had quality starts. And you've seen how that affects the confidence at the plate. When you're not chasing teams down 3 or 4 runs in the 4th inning, it really does do wonders for the guys, who have to step up and get a hit. They feel like they don't have to do too much in the batter's box. They don't have to start hitting home runs and doubles into the outfield. They can just focus on making hard contact. And I think that's really, really done this team well. Julio Rodriguez, today, I've said it once, I'll say it again. 4 hits, 4 for 5. He's not going to be as bad as he was at the start of the year. After he got picked off a few games ago against the Cubs, he declined to comment, and everything was looking down in the world. We lost back-to-back games against the Cubs, and now look how 4 games changes the opinions of so many different people. Just a little bit ago, the Seattle Mariners, they were 6-10, 4 games below 500. The team collectively was hitting just about at the Mendoza line, and 4 games later, this Seattle Mariner team has really started to look like the baseball club we've all expected this year. I'm really, really excited. I think the Seattle Mariners team has a legit shot to make the AL West and make a run in the playoffs. I was starting to question that after the first 15 games or so, but now I was starting to question that after the first 15 games or so, but now we're 20 games in, and I think the Seattle Mariners are right where they need to be. They've played some of their worst baseball, and they're only at 500. That is perfectly fine. If you play your worst baseball and you end that 20-game stretch going 10-10, that is great. You have a couple more against the Rockies tomorrow. Hopefully you win one of those 2. Hopefully you win both of those. And then you get a series with the Rangers in their ballpark. That'll be a fun one, and we'll see what happens there. The Mariners, you got to capitalize there for sure, but this is a good start against a bad Rockies team. We'll see what happens. We'll see what comes to fruition, and that's about all I got, guys. This is the NW Sportscast. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help us out a lot. We've been grinding these post-game shows. We have not missed a game all year long. Every single game the Seattle Mariners have played, guess what the NW Sportscast has had? There's been a post-game show, so if you want to tune in, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. It really does help us out, and that's about all we have. As always, go Mariners.